Thanks for tuning in. This is the Southern Enduro Riders Association Round 3 race for 2021. They're calling this one the Big Dawg Sprint Enduro. This race took place on April 11th, 2021 at the Ridge Off-Road Resort in Springville, Alabama. If you're familiar with our videos, you know the Ridge is a place we're very familiar with, and there's not a trail here that we haven't ridden many times, so I always enjoy racing here, and it's nice to have a race close to home. Now, SERA is an AMA organization, so I set up my camera on a chest mount, but I did see a few helmet cams throughout the day, so I may try that next time. I try to provide the best quality footage I can, but if I'm being honest, this is not my best in terms of video quality. I normally post all my raw video from races, but I only posted 2 tests from this race because I just didn't think it was great quality. You're watching Test 1, Loop 1 here, and I'll explain the basics of the Sprint Enduro format if you're not familiar. These are very different from hare scrambles. In Sprint Enduros, you're racing the clock. Everyone is organized in rows that are assigned ahead of time with 4 bikes per row, but the rows aren't organized by class. All the classes are mixed together. Again, you're racing the clock and not necessarily racing at the same time or alongside your competitors like in hare scrambles. Each row has an assigned minute, and in this case, riders are sent one at a time every 15 seconds. The paper taped to my bar pad tells me the exact time that I need to be at each test. At this race, there were 2 tests or 2 separate courses. Each one is about 6 miles long. You run each test 3 times, or in other words, you complete 3 loops on each test. When the race is over, you have 6 loop times to get added together for your total time, and the lowest time wins. Make sense? So this first test starts on trails that I ride a lot, so I have to be careful to make sure I'm following the arrows because the course makes a lot of turns that aren't in the usual places and goes the opposite way as some of the trails I'm accustomed to. There's a rocky hill here with a small edge at the top, and it's giving some riders some problems. We've got a little bottleneck. I lost too much momentum trying to size up the situation, otherwise I could have just hit it in the middle where there was an opening. I decided to give the guy on the KTM just a minute to move out of the way so I could get through. We don't have to worry about mud too much at the ridge because it's so rocky and the ground's hard. But when you're going through water like this, you do have to think about those softball-sized rocks and if they might want to throw your front tire out from under you. I'm at the end of Test 1, Loop 1, and I had a time of 21 minutes, 42 seconds with an average speed of 16.7 miles per hour. Now it's time to start Test 2, Loop 1. I was originally signed up to race Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. SERA Round 4 was scheduled for Saturday the 10th in West Point, Tennessee, but that area got a ton of rain Friday night, so they had to postpone that event. I really wanted to see if I could hold up in 2 races in a weekend, but I guess I'll have to try that another time. There's still some upcoming weekends that have races scheduled on Saturday and Sunday, so maybe I can make that happen before the season's over. This fella had a little trouble with this off-camber rock. That thing got more and more exposed throughout the day, and you had to hit it just right. This test has some of my favorite fast trails in it. As you can see, I'm on the Yamaha today, specifically my 2021 YZ250FX. I had a hard time deciding whether to race this bike or my KTM 250 XCW. The Ridge has such a variety of trails and terrain, you just never know how these tests are going to be set up, which bike would be better suited for the race. But I wanted to get more racing time on the YZ since I had the suspension softened up, and it's unlikely I'll get to enough SERA races this year to get into the points battle. So with nothing to lose, I decided to ride the YZ, get some ride time on it, and try to get better at riding it. After watching back some of my video from the Meridian race, I realized I needed to upshift more often, and a couple other folks pointed that out as well. I tried to upshift more in this race and run a gear higher when I could to try to keep the momentum and minimize engine braking. Also ran the Kiefer free filling map. That map's supposed to reduce engine braking a little bit, and I like that map a lot. Now this test wasn't all wide open, had some really tight single track as well. Just couldn't ask for better conditions for a race than we had. It was sunny and 75 degrees. The ridge handles rained well, and it rained a couple days before this race, so the dirt was near perfect and we had no dust. That just doesn't happen often, but it sure is nice when it does. Friend Andrew Wheat was at the race taking some photos. Thank you, Andrew. That's test 2, loop 1 complete. My time was 18 minutes 10 seconds with an average speed of 19.1 miles per hour. Back to test 1, loop 2 was pretty uneventful, and I completed it in 21 minutes 10 seconds. 32-second improvement over my first run in that same test with an average speed of 17 miles per hour. I'm near the end of test 2, loop 2. When I hit this little creek crossing, it was a lot deeper than I expected it to be, but no big deal. I just need to remember that spot from my last time through. I completed test 2, loop 2 in 17 minutes 51 seconds, a 19-second improvement over my first loop on that same test, at an average speed of 19.5 miles per hour. Test 1, loop 3 was 21 minutes 11 seconds with an average speed of 17 miles per hour. Test 2, loop 3 was the last loop of the day, and big thanks to Hunter Hickenbotham for this picture. I'm getting near the end of the loop when I'm trying to remember if I've passed that deep creek yet. Good thing there were a couple of guys just ahead of me to show me where the deep part was. Thanks, guys. I completed test 2, loop 3 in 18 minutes with an average speed of 19.3 miles per hour. I finished 5th out of 10 in my class. Congrats to Will on the win, and congratulations to my friend Andrew Caldarello on the 2nd place finish. Thanks to Michael Henderson and all the volunteers that organized this event. They did an outstanding job as always, and it was a fantastic day. If you enjoyed these race recap videos, please hit the like button. That really helps me out. And leave a comment. Let me know if you think I should do more sprint enduros or stick to hare scrambles. Thanks for watching.